Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to look at SQL Injection Union attack to determining the number of columns returned by the query. Okay, this lab contains an SQL injection vulnerability in the product category filter. The result from the query are returned in the application's response. So you can use the union attack to retrieve data from other tables. The first step of such an attack is to determine the number of columns that are being returned by the query. You will need to use the technique in subsequent labs to construct the full attack. To solve the lab, determine the number of columns returned by the query by performing an SQL injection union attack that returns an additional row of columns containing null values. Alright, let's access the lab here. Let it open. And you can see here, let's try to filter out here lifestyle. Let's try to use a single quote. It breaks the query. Let's comment out rest of the part and it fixes the query hole. Okay. So the question is, the lab is actually to determine the number of columns. Okay, using union statement. So let's try. Let's see here level 3 and let's try to imagine what query is being used on the server side. So it might be select table from, let's say, category here, ATEGORY. All right, this select, it might be A comma B. Okay, select A comma B. Let's imagine the columns of a table. I'm going to explain here. Okay, from category. Okay, so let me explain here. Imagine there are two tables here, table A, and there is a table name B, and table has two columns, one and two. Two columns have the data 1 and 2, and the table B has data 3 and 4. So there are two columns in there. So how can we get the data from table A in a single query? Okay, so let's say this select statement is getting data from the table A here, but we want the data for table B. So we use union statement to concatenate the results of two queries into a single result set. So I'm gonna type in here union and then again select. Let's say these are the column name 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and this is the data D, E, F, and G. So I'm gonna just say here from table A, table A, and I want 1 comma 2. This is the column name and this is the data here. Column name and data. So we use union statement to combine two select statements and it will concatenate us and give a in, concatenate two queries and give a single result set. Okay, so then I'm going to say select 3 comma 4 from table B here. Okay, I hope unit statement is clear. So it's just going to concatenate these two statements and return a single table, single result set. So there are rules for it. Okay, you can't just concatenate two select statements randomly. So there are rules here. Okay, the first rule is the number and the order of the columns must be same in all queries. Okay, so here I'm saying There are two columns retrieved in the first one, and there must be two columns only retrieved from the second union select statement. This should both be same. If there are three columns retrieved, here also should be three columns retrieved. And the second rule is the data type must be compatible. Okay, if this is a integer, this should be integer. If this is string, this should be string. If both are string, here both should be string. Okay, so our goal is to get the number of columns that are retrieved here. So what we are going to do is try here, fetch our, try to make our query. So union select one. Okay, they told us that use null value. So we are going to use null means nothing. No, there is a column, but return us nothing here. Okay, so I'm going to just paste it in here and let's see if it works. So it's giving us an internal server error. That means we are running this query here. Okay, this query here. So there are two columns here and there is only single column here. So I'm going to add one more column here. Let's see if it works. It's still giving us an internal server error. That means, let's say here null, and let's add another column here. So let's say there are three columns, but we are requesting for two columns, which is wrong according to the union statement to concatenate. So I'm going to add another null here. And as you can see here, and we solved the lab here. Okay, as we wanted to get the columns. So there are total three columns that are fetched here. Okay, so I'm typed in here null. So this matches the server statement. It's imaginary. Okay, I mean, this is not the exact statement that is ran on the server side, but it's returning one, selecting one, two, and three. And we are just selecting three columns here and here three columns. Okay, so that's all for this video. I hope you understood. It's gonna take at least two labs here. Let me see. Retrieving data. Yep, here. After this, we are gonna find the data type of the column. How we are gonna learn how to find the data type, and we are gonna retrieve the data after a lab further. Okay. So I think that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye.